Hi, welcome. I'm Priscilla Batzell. This is Expressionist Fluid Art Studio Gallery's demonstrations and tutorials. Let's have some fun. That's my split cup. I'm going to use some Vivid Intense and Vivid Intense Fluorescents today from Colourarte, as well as some Sherwin-Williams Colors to Go colors. And I think I'm going to try and make my split cup up first. And I'm going to use some Alizarin Rose, which is definitely a favorite. And I want to do traveling pours. That was Alizarin Rose. This is Fluorescent Pink. And my colors are mixed with Floetrol and GAC 800. And in the case of the Red Violet, I also put a little bit of Primary Elements, Diamonds and Pearls in there. This is the Red Violet, by the way. I'm going to put in the second one also. I'm going to break my whatever it is I'm doing with fluorescence and use a little tiny bit of Snapdragon, which is a primary element, because I love this color. And it might be a little thicker, and it might act odd, but que sera sera, it's a ribbon pour, so it's not anything overly serious for me anyway. This is Quinacridone Magenta. I've shaken all these before I've used them. And I thought I had a blue. Don't I have a blue? Yes, I do have a blue. I have a Vivid Intense Ultramarine Blue. I guess I wasn't thinking about using it because I've got blues for my Sherwin-Williams colors. I'm just going to give that a miss. And go back to, I've got Deep Violet. All these are Vivid Intenses except for that one primary element. This is Periwinkle. I think I shook it. I could just go with those two, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I thought my marble came to the front, but it was just a bubble. So I've got the same amount of paint there. Now I have to decide what I'm going to do. And I was going to start with some orange, but I think I'm going to start with a fluorescent pink. And move on to the Quinacridone Magenta. And then use the orange, which is Paroli Orange. This is going to be weird. This is probably more paint than I need. I lied. I'm going to use some of this Golden Maple. Actually, I'm going to use it in all three. Let it pour right down in. And I seem to have plenty of paint there, so I'm going to try and stop myself now and get busy covering the canvas. Put my tops back on so I don't have to think about that again. Not for right now. Oh, that one didn't go on easily. Put this aside, someplace it won't spill. This is a 12-inch by 24-inch canvas. And I am going to use the colors I've got available. Bridgeport Blue, Dynamic Blue, and Calypso Blue. Bridgeport Blue, Dynamic Blue, and Calypso Blue. Let's see how far they'll go. I'm just going to probably keep doing that. Until I get enough paint on my canvas. Because I haven't used these. I might even have put a little bit of Floetrol. Probably, more likely I put GAC 800 in. If I grab that stretcher bar, made with Vivid Intense over house paint, and I like it. I don't dislike it at all, honestly, but it has no focal point. That it would make a good background, and I have things to use that I want to try with this golden regular gel gloss. I'm going to glue things down with it, and if it doesn't work, that's just too bad for me. But I've got a silver disc that I made in this lid, which is silicone, which has now got another bunch of paint in it waiting to dry, and I may have to trim off the outside edge like I did on the silver one. But mostly I'm thinking of fast forwarding after I stop talking because I'm planning on taking this piece of gold coated paint refuse, which is, if you look around the outside, I've done spins with my turntable and the paint flies off, and a lot of times what you'll get is this, which is a ripped up piece, but you can cut it. This is a thin one, you can see through it, but if you just rub a little color in it, you can get whatever color you want. So my plan is to find myself a tree and use the residuals as part of the branches. And I think I want it much thinner than that. And I want to use my roots and save my pieces for something else. I've done this before once, and I loved the piece I made. I don't want to make it too complicated because that'll make it really hard to stick down. And I can always stick pieces on a lot easier than I can cut one big piece. But it doesn't keep me from wanting to do it that way. I may want to change that. It's not the easiest thing in the world. It's not hard to cut though. They do seem to integrate pretty nicely. I kind of didn't mind that rough stuff. Made it look more like bark. There's nothing you can't use up. I want to see what it looks like. Just going to take a long, thin branch. I haven't done this exactly like this before. It's kind of nice that the paint flies off in a curve because the curve looks good, in my opinion. I think whenever I run out of material, that's when I could fill in with paint. I think I'm going to like this. And I'm also thinking that I have to, or I'd like to have some more material so I could take the stuff I showed you that wasn't coated with gold and coat that with gold too. Maybe I'll have enough without doing anything else. I like it. Alright, so it's been more than a year since I did this, and the reason why it took me so long is because I only ever rested my pieces on the painting, and some of them stuck and some of them didn't. And rather than peel them off and try and stick them down again, I'm going to use Artist Loft Acrylic Gloss Gel Medium. So I'm going to start I'm going to use a balloon if I need to, because I'm thinking it would be the best way to make a good seal, which is the only way that things are going to work out. And I'm going to be pretty quick because I don't know how long it takes for this to dry. And I will hit it again with the Oxo Omelette Turning Flip and Fold spatula afterwards. Now if I've got that top corner, I kind of want to try the spatula now. It's weird to be doing this without trying it as a test anywhere else. I think it's going to work. I'm going to try and hit it all evenly. Looks like it might have worked just as well without the balloon, but it was fun to try anyway. Gonna make sure I don't miss any spots. At this point, even if I did, it'd probably be okay. I know that one will stick down. So I have to be a little careful, obviously. Done with this, I'll come back and show you the bottom. In the meantime, I just want to make sure I have no gaps. I use this gel medium on top of the paint that is the residual of my activities on my turntable. It's a silicone mat, as you can see, and then I cover it with a layer of gel gloss medium, and it makes it much easier to peel up, and I store them for future use. I don't think it's ever going anywhere after this. It usually dries without brush marks or spatula marks. Alright, I think that's that for now. This is completely sealed and dry and perfect.